Hello and thank you for watching another one of my videos. Today we are going to take a 54-inch tomato cage from Lowe's and turn it into a 2-channel LED Christmas tree for our Christmas light display. Now you could do it just as a Christmas tree out in your front yard, but I use Lights-O-Rama and I want white and red on my trees. So first thing we're going to do is flip our tomato cage upside down, and we're going to take a big pair of vice grips and put it on the stakes that go in the ground, and we're going to bend about an inch over. And the way I do it is when I make my bend, I put a little angle to the end of it. That way it hooks together by itself, and then I take a zip tie and lock that hook into place. I've made about 25 of these so far. My goal this year is 50, and I've learned a few tricks. So this is going to be a 3/4 inch thin wall PVC. It's going to be the cheap flimsy stuff, and I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches out of one side of it, and I'm going to cut about 1 inch out of the other that the straight pieces will go into. And then I take a zip tie and I run it around the 2 straight ones and inside the 2 that are bent. And these are going to hold everything in place. The zip tie will hold everything in place pretty much no matter what. But I'm going to finish it off with hot glue. The purpose of this piece of PVC that's in there is that's how you're going to mount your Christmas tree. So 54 inches isn't as tall as I would like it to be. Now I'm taking a piece of newspaper and I'm going to shove it up in the center of the PVC, and it's going to keep my hot glue from dripping through. And back to the PVC. So what I do is I take a 1/2 inch piece of steel rebar and I hammer that into the ground. So I have about a 6-foot section of rebar sticking up above the ground. And then I take my tomato cage Christmas tree and I just set it down on top of that rebar. So it's easy to set up and it's easy to tear down later on. Now I'm just taking hot glue and I'm filling the middle of the 3/4 inch PVC. And like I said, this is going to hold everything together. Hot glue is your best friend when you're doing anything with Christmas lights. So guys, if you don't have a hot glue gun, go take your wives and for your anniversary, buy her a new one because she's not going to get hers back. So there you have it right there is my built 54 inch tree. Now I'm going to add my lights. So this is just a regular 100 count LED white light set, and I'm going to do red also. So anytime that I do any light strings, I wrap each end with the matching color electrical tape. This is a white string of lights. Clearly I'm using a white electrical tape on it. I'm going to do the same thing to the red. I just use regular white flat LEDs on these. It puts off enough light. I don't leave these trees on. Usually they flash during display. They flash for maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 of a second. They're on, they're off, and it moves on to a different tree. Here's my red. So on these trees I do 200 white LEDs and then I do 120 red LEDs. So there's 60 count crystal cut LEDs that I frame up 3 sides of the Christmas tree, and then I use a 60 count M5 LED that I finish off the tree. I've learned that if you do a lot of white, when you turn all your whites on, it's just out of this world amazing. But you can't overdo it with red, so I don't usually throw out as much red as I do white. and red seems to go a long way. So here's my red and white strings together, and what I do, I just take one of the legs of the Christmas tree, and I'm going to take a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie the two wires to the Christmas tree, and then I'm going to run it all the way up to the top. So if you're buying your lights after Christmas, you should be able to pull off one of these Christmas trees for maybe under $30. Um, if you're buying your lights at 50% off. If you're lucky to get them at 75% off, if you see LEDs at 75% off at your Home Depot or your Walmart or something, you need to buy them. Um, but I figure if you're paying full price, you're going to be sitting at about maybe $50 for this tree when it's all said and done. So when I zip tie at the top, I always try to get like a red and a white one up at the very top, just to kind of be my pointer, my star, and just makes it look a little bit better. These trees aren't real pretty to look at in the daytime. Just tomato cage with a bunch of green wire on it and a piece of PVC. But when it's dark and these things are lit up out in your front yard, boy, they just look amazing. There's nothing better. And I've done these for friends. I've done purple and pink, just only red. And they really do look amazing with just one color lit up, any color you choose. Like I said, the pink, I did a pink one for breast cancer awareness out in the front yard, and that was a pretty nice looking tree. And a neighbor friend, she broke her leg, so I made her a purple one. But as you see, red and white looks pretty good, and I'm just going to use the Lightorama to control when my red and when my white come on. So thanks for watching this video. If you need any questions answered, just email me.